Hey Rick, gotta ask you a quick question. Please don't judge, because I promise I haven't done this. But for some reason, Buc-ees and Voodoo are having this ongoing tiff, and he's getting bit pretty bad. He's getting picked on. Now, this is not his blind side, though.
No.
He normally would get picked on from the other side, but Voodoo is trying to slowly make his way more into the alpha role. And I feel horrible for him because he has gotten bit up. I mean, these are pretty bad. All right, I'm not the enemy here. Stop it. What can we do here? What should we do here? All right, a couple of things you might need to know is that this little Palomino was here for a year and a half. He's a little gelding. He was here in a year and a half before Voodoo arrived. So he had already kind of established himself as our alpha male. And when Voodoo came in, there wasn't much of a power struggle between them until now. They actually got along great for the last year and a half. And all of a sudden, here as of the last couple of weeks, he has become quite dominant and of course, he doesn't want to relinquish his role as the alpha. You can see right over here, I threw a couple of snacks around. This is not their dinner. They've already eaten. But I had swept out the feed room, and you can see that Voodoo, the paint has kind of taken his place, getting all the good stuff, and has kind of pushed Buc-ees off to the side. I can't believe y'all are actually eating marshmallows. Anyway, any advice you have, any guidance, we would appreciate it. Both of them are very gentle to us. You already know that. And they don't have a problem with anybody else. It's just they get to mess around with each other. And I just hate to see anyone being picked on. And, you can see that these don't look pretty. These bites don't look pretty at all. That in there actually has a scab on it. All right, I'll leave you alone. I just wanted to add this to show you what goes on during feeding time. Now, we're not bringing the horses in the stalls. The weather's too nice to feed them out here. This is our little mare. This is Dixie, and she naturally just kind of stays away from the males. But Buc-ees and Voodoo only have an issue with each other. You see that Voodoo doesn't have a problem with the donkey sharing. But once these two get up towards each other, you can see that he's taking the brunt of all of that, and it makes me feel sad for him. So I don't know. Any advice, Mr. Rick Gore, and anyone else, if there's other horse people out there, horsey people, then let us know what you think. And I guess my biggest question would be this. This is my biggest question. At what point, sweetie, look, there's one over here. Come here, follow me, baby. At what point is it so bad that you need to consider removing one of the animals? Or, from each other, I mean. Separating. I don't mean remove, because they're both going to live out their days here, but I mean separate from each other. I guess even a better question might be this. Does there always have to be just one? Does there have to be one? And is this going to be the same in any dynamic? If I was to, let's just say we had if it wasn't Voodoo, if there was another horse shows up, is there always going to be a one? That is my biggest question. And if that is true, then what can you do about it, if anything? Or is that just the price that the beta male's going to have to live with? It's either A, he lives in isolation, so in whatever pasture he's in, he can be the alpha, or B, he can stay with his partner, his buddy, his best friend. Stop putting your ears back like that. He's just going to always be the recipient of the beatdowns. That's sad to me. That's sad for me to think about it like that. It is. because they've gotten along so good for so long. I don't know what it could have been, what could have started all this. I don't know what could have started. I don't have anything in this bucket. It's empty, and you're wasting your time. There's food troughs. There's plenty of food troughs around with food in them. But by following me around with an empty bucket, it's kind of a waste of your time. Her ears are saying, not here, buddy, not here. All right, so in case you're wondering if Bucky tries to retaliate in any way, besides him just being dirty, there's no obvious signs of any bites or kicks or bruising or anything. So I don't, maybe little things, but that could really, I'm kind of embarrassed how dirty my horse is. But no, he's definitely the one who's the aggressor here. And I hate that. And another example is, look at here. Everyone's already had their dinner, coming up for their little snack. I know, I spoil them. And look who has not come up. And in the old days, he would have been the first one over here. If not the first one, he'd been right here with them all. Oh, yeah. Rick, say hi to Carl. Rick, say hi to Carl, please. Say hi to Carl, Rick. And this is Debbie. Hey, Carl. Oh, there you go. Hey, Rick. Carl says hey. I love them. I do. I love them. But I really can't get much work done over here when I have so many who want to help. Have y'all ever remembered a time when your kids were young? The reason I say young is because my kids never want to help me anymore. But do you remember a time when your kids were young and they wanted to help you wash the car or vacuum the floor or whatever? And so you would let them because it was cute. But in reality, it ended up costing you more time, more energy, than if you'd said, oh, no, thank you, hon. No, thank you, buddy. No, thank you, sweetheart. And so that's my problem right now. Everyone gathers around because they all want to help. They all want to see what kind of tools I got. I want to make sure I got the right measuring tape and I'm not using centimeters or anything since we don't know that measure. I want to make sure all of my stuff is, yeah. And here I am working amongst them. And as I'm sitting here carrying, as I'm standing here trying to lift and carry these heavy posts. And you can see there's no kids around. There's no human bodies around. There's no human souls here to help Lester today. I'm alone. And that's fine because these guys come over to lend a helping hand, yet no one can help pick up this post. No one can help pick up and carry this post over and drop it in the hole. And that's the struggle today. See, this is our biggest worry right over here. They start grabbing trash. Now, you all know what happened the last time they grabbed onto some of that cement and they shook it all over the place. And it made a big mess. Now, my second worry is that I'm trying to set these posts in the ground and I'm putting the cement substitute around them, but it takes 5 minutes to foam up and harden. So the thing is, these guys walk by, they step on my straight line, they walk up and they push up against my post, and yeah, so I literally have to stand here. Now my question is, what would happen if I jumped in that side-by-side and drove off? Would they all follow me somewhere else? The answer is yes. The answer is yes, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna jump in the side-by-side and I'm gonna pull forward. Baby, she will kick the fire out of you and for no reason. Excuse me, love. So I'm just gonna drive up a little ways and maybe they'll follow me away from the post. They start arguing with each other. They start kicking. I love them. I told you. You know, you already heard me when I said it. I do love them. I do love them. Great. Here they come. And here they come. Look, y'all, I tricked them. I tricked them. I drove the side-by-side over there out of the way. And I'm going to walk over here and do this. Dan, go with everybody else. Go with your friends. Go with your friends, okay? I know I'm your friend too, but I don't really need help right now. I'm gonna work over on these posts while they're over there messing with all of that mess. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, sweet girl. I have nothing for you here. This is not something you wanna nibble on. Remember last time what happened? Remember how nasty that was? Sheesh. All right, you can see I have all of these posts sit in a nice straight line. And now we have to work on the one behind us. So, it means we gotta move the side-by-side again. Hey guys, coming through. Coming through. Y'all have to move. Listen, you're gonna scratch your foot right there, baby. You're gonna cut your foot up if you're not careful. What are y'all doing in here? What are you guys doing? Boy, you are finding all kinds of little things. What is that? Who's chewing gum? Who's chewing gum over here? I have to pull up a little bit, okay? Y'all don't need to be in all this stuff. There's nothing that can hurt you. They're not gonna swallow stuff. You shouldn't, but that's just kind of gross. It does help to clean the side-by-side out though. It's really neat the way they've cleaned all that out for me. All right, so I moved the side-by-side over there so I can work on this last post. But my question is, what is she chewing on? Because it looked like it was not something good. What's in your mouth? Open your mouth. Open your mouth. What did you eat? What did you eat? Come here. What did you put in your mouth? What are you chewing on? Open your mouth so I can look. Open them. Don't bite me. I don't see anything. What's scary is they're over there nibbling around on all of that. Those bags of, the old bags of this stuff. And I just didn't want her to squeeze a little bit more out and start chewing on it because that stuff expands. I know what you're gonna say, Lester. You should have left them someplace else. And yes, I probably should have. But this is what I mean by expanding. When I say that stuff expands, that's what I mean. It can expand. This is solid. All right, I have one last post to do right here behind these two. And I'll be done with this stretch of fence. And then I can come back later and pull my wire tight. I have to let this stuff set for a little bit. All right, here we go. And if it's not bad enough, all the stuff they get into, then all of a sudden they get the devil in them and start doing stuff like that. See, she's tempting Maggie to run. Maggie, baby, leave her alone. Run, Maggie. Don't run to me. Run away. Maggie, you're going to get bit in the behind, love. Tuck your tail and run, Maggie. Tuck your tail and run. Please leave them alone. Trixie, help Maggie. Maggie, run. I cannot hold her off for too long. Run, Maggie, just run. Maggie's scared to run. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Maggie. So you start that mess and then, hey, get away from me. I don't want to get bit. There's wire right there. Maggie, go under the wire. Maggie, under the wire. Maggie, I can save you. Come on, Maggie, hurry. There, ha ha. We had just come under the wire. Don't start picking on her, Maggie. Maggie didn't realize that even though the wire's a little bit high here where we pulled it tight, the wire's right on the ground over here. Oh no. Even though I love the donkeys, they can get in the way. And what I'm worried about right now is they keep trying to mess with our product. And I'm having to hold this because that one across the top is not screwed down yet. It's bad enough the wind is blowing. I'm trying to hold this in place until the cement dries or hardens. And they are into everything. I'll tell you what. There we go.